Allahu Akbar.
Assalamu alaikum. It's way too bright here. If you're in my place, I barely can see anyone. How is everyone this morning? Why there is no alhamdulillah allowed? Are you in Gaza? When I talk about the art of resilience, before I start saying anything, there is no talk without mentioning, how many of you heard about the physician who lost 9 of her children? Show me hands. 9. They brought her to the ER and she was working there. And most of them, they were burned completely. Only one survived, yet critical condition in the ICU, and her husband is also in the ICU. Talk about resilience. So what I want to talk to you about is something more relevant to us, and that is when we are tested, and this is after I say Bismillah walhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. All of us looks as test as something I don't like, something I'm uncomfortable. Many of us will say the word, why me? And unfortunately, if that's the case, you missed the most important. The people of Gaza absolutely being tested, the people in Sudan, the people in Kashmir, all the areas in the world that we all are aware of. But we are also being tested. And many of us don't know that. They are tested with adversity, with loss of lives, livelihood, loved ones, and fear, and no future. We are tested with something called, who can use the word? I wish I can see you so I can ask somebody, but I can't see you. We are tested with abundance. We are tested with everything we want is around us. You go to any supermarket, grocery store, you want an apple, there's 10 choices. You want anything, it's there. وَنَبْلُوكُمْ بِالشَّرِّ وَالْخَيْرِ فِتْنَةً وَإِلَيْنَا تُرْجَعُونَ. Allah said this in Surah Al-Anbiya. We will test you with shar, adversity, something we don't like, وَالْخَيْرِ, goodness, وَإِلَيْنَا تُرْجَعُونَ. We will test you with both. So the first thing, when we look at resilience, we all think of, you know what, may Allah protect everybody. If I have someone who's sick, somebody lost a loved one, that's for sure. But also, prosperity is a test. Why it is a test? Because in both cases, I'm going to be asked. Allah will ask me when He gives me everything, what did you do with it? How did you react? And when He tests me with something I don't like, something difficult, He's also going to ask me, what did you do with it? And that's where the hadith of Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam comes, and should almost everybody here should know the concept at least. And he said, عَجَبًا لِأَمْرِ الْمُؤْمِنِ. It's a wonder, the affair of the believer. Why is that, Ya Rasulullah? كُلُّ أَمْرِهِ خَيْرٌ. Any situation he or she goes through is good for them. And how is that? In أُعْطِيَ شَكَرٍ, if he is given, you and me, then the expected response is gratitude. And I'll come to this in a second. Gratitude. وَإِنْ ابْتُلِيَ صَبَرٍ. And if he or she is being tested, then the response that Allah wants from me, that when I am in front of Him and He will reward me for it, is when I am patient. I'll come first to the first one, and then I'll take you in the rest of the time I have to resilience in adversity. Resilience in prosperity is that you are grateful. And you're going to look at me and says, of course I'm grateful. Alhamdulillah. Yeah. But that's 1/3 of it. Gratefulness to Allah, gratitude, is 3 parts or 3 components, 3 parts of your body. The tongue is one of them, which walillah alhamd, we say it. But the most important one should start not with the tongue. It actually should start with the heart. You know that, let's say, this pointer is a ni'mah from Allah. It's a blessing Allah gave me. He's the owner of this. It's not mine. It's not ICNA. It's not the place. He is the owner, and He decides who He wants to give to. So the children you have, yes, you are raising them up, but they are a gift from Allah. And what they say in the Arabic language, is an تلصق النعمة بالمنعم, that you associate the blessing you have with the source of the blessing, not me. There is no I did it in Islam. Allah made it happen. Yes, I studied. Yes, I planned. Yes, I took the necessary steps, but Allah made it happen. There's somebody else who did the same and it didn't happen. So for gratitude, to pass the test of abundance, prosperity, everything I have is not mine. I didn't do it. Yes, I did it, as they teach us here. No, Allah made it happen. He owns it. Second, yes, alhamdulillah, in my tongue. Third, which is the most important, and many of us, unfortunately, don't pass this one, is you use what Allah gave you for His obedience. I and you should never use a blessing Allah gave me for His disobedience. He gives me the money and then I spend it in a way not pleasing to Him. He gives me the career and then I do in the career or use the career in a way not pleasing Him. And this can be applicable on anything. So the first question to everybody, because the majority of us in this room, or I will say everybody else in this room, tested with prosperity. Am I what Allah wants me to be? So the art of resilience in abundance is when you are truly and fully grateful. عَجَبًا لِأَمْرِ الْمُؤْمِنِ. Wonder is the status of the believer. Now I fulfilled this. Now we're going to come to the hardest one, which that's where we all agree that this is a test, trial, tribulation. And this could be anything. Number 1, and I'm going to take you, again, I don't have a lot of time, so I am going to try to make it as simple as Allah will make it. And you leave with things in your mind that will resonate and it stays in your mind and you keep reminding it or you keep remembering it. Number 1, every person in this room who say, I am a believer, and we are all believers, no one can say we are not. You will be tested. And it is not me. It's not my words. It's not even the words of Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam. It's the words of your Creator and mine. Alif Lam Mim. أحسب الناس أن يتركوا أن يقولوا آمنا وهم لا يفتنون وليعلمن الله الذين صدقوا وليعلمن الكاذبين. This is the beginning, the opening 3 verses of Surah Al-Ankabut, the spider. And Allah is saying, Alif Lam Mim, the letters that we don't know the meaning of. Does people think, look at the way Allah is putting it. Does people think they will be left to say we are believers and they will not be tested? And for sure Allah will know who are the truthful and who are the liars. I translated the verse. Test is in my blood. Test in my genes. Part of me as a human, I'm going to be tested. That's the first thing when you leave. Then the second thing in your mind, am I being tested With prosperity, we agreed, living in the West, for sure. With some exceptions, but majority of us, we have roof on our head. You own it, you rent it, it's a house, it's a room, it's a mansion, you have it. You have food, a breakfast. Doesn't matter what you are eating, but you have it, and you're safe. من أصبح آمنا في سربه معافا في بدنه يملك قوت يومه فكأنما حيزت له الدنيا. As عليه الصلاة والسلام said, whomsoever wake up in the morning, and all of us have it today, you have a roof on your head, you're healthy in your body, again, to a certain extent you were able to come, and يملك قوت يومه, you have enough for a day. That's a test. Now the resilience, when I am tested in something I don't like. From as simple as someone, a person attacked me, humiliated me, said something about me, and take it through the whole spectrum to what the people of Gaza is going through. You wake up in the morning, you don't know if you're going to be alive, you don't know who is still alive from your family, you don't know where is the house, you have been days with no food. This is the first day that they saw flour. That's extreme. Or the best of the creation, alayhi salatu wassalam, when he went through, and you know this in the seerah, from days with no food, to being pushed out of his home, to loss of almost all his daughters except Sayyidah Fatima and his sons, to the loss of the beloved wife. You name it, he went through it. What should be my reaction? And this is what I want to take you through. There's something internally, how I look at it, and then there is external, how I respond. I want first to clarify one thing. Being resilient doesn't mean you're not going to feel the pain. It doesn't mean you're not going to cry. It doesn't mean you're not going to feel disappointed. Feelings is part of it. It doesn't mean if I am showing my pain, I'm weak, or I'm resilient if I'm strong. No. It's just how and what am I saying. So that's number one. It's okay to cry. Al-Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam cried when he was carrying Sayyidina Ibrahim, his son, and he was dying. And even the Sahaba looked at him and says, Ya Rasulullah, anta, you? Crying? And he said, Innaha rahmah. It's a loving mercy. Allah put it in the hearts of the human being. So that's one. Emotions is expected. And if you don't have an emotion, you have not yet understood what are you going through. First. Second, emotion that should not be anger and why me. Pay attention to this, because that's very common these days. Here I am, put my hijab and look what happened to me. Here I am, I went to Hajj and see what happened to me. Here I am, start praying and see what happened to me. Then you need to be very careful. Anger, reality, you're angry at Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because where is it coming from? It's coming from Allah. Don't you say, why me? When I was in Gaza, I kept saying this to everybody. Why me not in Gaza? Why them? So no anger on the situation, why it happened to me didn't happen to XYZ. No. Second, everything comes from Allah. And Allah will not bring anything but good. But I don't see it. Everything comes from Allah. That's why you really need your faith when you go through both adversity and prosperity. But definitely in adversity, we definitely need it more. You need to bring back and live your relationship with Allah. Live who is He to you. When you are going through a very tough time, remember Allah is Rahim. I remember when I was in Gaza and I was seeing all this, I kept saying, Ya Allah, you're Rahim. What I'm seeing, you're still Rahim. But I'm not seeing the Rahmah yet. in this. What you bring, Ya Allah, is always good. Always it is good. But you're not showing it to me yet. This will keep me going, because I need to keep going. We're all going to be going through it. But to go through it in a way that will be for me, not against me, that's what I want. And that's what I need. So remember your relationship with Allah. That is why in the time of prosperity, know Allah very well. Then He will know you at time of adversity. It's a very beautiful hadith of Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam. تعرف إلى الله في الرخاء يعرفك في الشدة. Know Allah at time of prosperity. He will know you at time of adversity. I have everything going my way. Allah is number one in my life. My obedience supersedes anything. That's my daily life. When I'm being tested in something I don't want, He's going to remind me what resilience means. He's going to put patience in me, not only inside me, but outside. He's going to make me look at it not as bad as everybody else is seeing it. And that's what you are seeing in the people of Gaza. In case you wonder, because their faith supersedes anything I have seen in my life. Real faith. So remember, know Allah all the time. He will be there for you. Fourth, the ayah, the verse that I'm sure everyone in this room, if you don't know it, you've heard about it. إِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا فَإِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا. The moment this adversity, this test, this hardship coming is already arriving me, the yusr, the ease, is already with her or with it, and even before it. In Allah's plan, in Allah's time, not in mine and yours. So one of the things you always have to keep saying, إِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا. لَنْ يَغْلِبَ. The scholars always tell you that. لَنْ يَغْلِبَ عُسْرًا يُسْرَيْنِ. They say, no way one hardship will be able to win over two ease. Because Allah put al-usr, one, and He put yusra, twice. And this is one of the beauty of the Arabic language. Keep reminding yourself, going through this very hard divorce, inna ma'al usri yusra, this is usr, this is adversity, this is something I don't want to go through. Yusr is with it. And of course, وَعَسَىٰ أَن تَكْرَهُ شَيْئًا وَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ. You may dislike something and it's good for you. And عَسَىٰ أَن تَكْرَهُ شَيْئًا, this other verse in Surah An-Nisa, وَيَجْعَلُ اللَّهُ فِيهِ خَيْرًا كَثِيرًا. And Allah, in this adversity that you don't like, Allah gonna put in it a lot of goodness. If I ask every one of you here, and again, I'm not because I can't see you, but I'm sure I'll see many hands when now you go back in your life and you say, yeah, I remember that something I didn't like. And then afterward, what Allah gave me. So remember, inna ma'al usri yusra. Third, fourth, wherever we are, ad-du'a, 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 ad-du'a. I cannot re-emphasize on this. When you are in your lowest moment, and we all go through this, when you are seeing every door has been closed in your face, you in your sujood, in your dua, cry your heart to Him. Don't cry it to human beings. They cannot do anything. They don't have anything more than what you do. But He has it. عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ. He's able and capable of anything beyond my and your ability. Cry to Him and you say it in your own language, from your heart. I can't take it anymore, Ya Allah. This is very difficult on me. Make it easy. Ya Sabur, Saburni. You use the names of Allah that needed it that moment. The one who owns patience and give patience. Give me patience. La ilaha illa anta subhanak inni kuntu min al-zalimin. Many of you know this dua, Sayyidina Yunus, the Noon. And he said, alayhi salatu wasalam, whomsoever did this dua, said this dua, or say this dua, the dua after is granted. So you say, لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إني كنت من الظالمين يسر يا ميسر. Your dua is granted. Use the dua, and nobody will guaranteed their dua is granted more than the person in need, because Allah said it, أَمَّن يُجِيبُ الْمُضْطَرَّ إِذَا دَعَاهُ وَيَكْشِفُ السُّوءَ وَيَجْعَلَكُمْ خُلَفَاءَ فِي الْأَرْضِ. Allah said this in Surah An-Naml. Who else will respond to the call of the needy person? Needy, the person in need. Muttar is need. A woman came to Imam Ahmad and she said, pray for me, I lost my son. He went and he didn't come back. And he said, you pray for me. You are a person in need. And Allah will respond. I need you all to remember, summary, test is part of our life. Test is not bad whatsoever. The test, if you respond the right way, on the day of judgment, there is a hadith, the meaning of, on the day of judgment, the people who were tested in this life, and they practiced patience, they wished from what they saw in Jannah, they wished their skin were literally bitten by nail clippers. Remember, we are under the shade of Ar-Ra'uf, Ar-Rahim, the All-Merciful, the All-Giver, the Generous. Remember this. And nothing comes from Allah but khair. جزاكم الله خيرا. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. صلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه تسليما كثيرا.